And Kwanzaa is a cultural holiday that started in 1966, developed by Dr. Maulana Karenga, in order to synthesize his studies from the eastern part of the African continent, mostly in Egypt. He wrote a book called Lucia, and he studied in Kenya, and so he took a series of themes and put together this cultural celebration that centered around family, culture, stability, love, community, and oneness. As a part of the Kwanzaa celebration, there's a port of libations. Libations is an ancient African tradition of honoring the ancestors. Just like this African dance existed many thousands of years ago, so is the tradition of libations. When we think of libations, it's just like in Detroit. You drive down streets called the John C. Lodge, Woodward Avenue, John R., named after Judge John R. Williams. So people throughout history honor their ancestors in different ways. Pouring the libations is symbolic of life. Life of water unto the life of a plant, symbolizing the circle of life. In Ghana, when we pour libations, we say inside, which simply means to drink. In Nigeria, they may say ashe. This is an ancient tradition, and I'm just going to pour the libations on the water for the past, present, and future. And I want you to think about those family members that you know and love, who have gone on, who have influenced you, who made your life better because of their existence. And because of that, you know that you have work to do in order to make the future bright for someone who is yet to be born. Maybe say, N-A-H-A, inside the creative force, Father, Mother, everything God. Inside? You say inside. A little better than that. We say Bethel inside of Mother Africa, the cultivator of civilization as we know it. Music, dance, science, arts, culture, religion, community, commerce. To Mother Africa, the birthplace of humanity, we say inside. We say inside to our freedom fighters, Stephen Biko, Kwame Nkrumah, Patrice Lumumba, who risked their lives for liberation and justice of oppressed people. To them we say inside. We say inside to Queen Mothers Candace and Type Isis and Yahweh Asantewaa, who fought for freedom and liberation for their people to be free from oppression. We say inside. We say inside to the hundreds of millions of Africans who were thrust in what we refer to as the transatlantic slave trade, the ma'afa of black people, which changed relationships on this planet because there was trade and commerce before the transatlantic slave trade, when actually humans became the cargo. We say inside to those peoples whose names were stripped from them, whose communities were taken from them, whose families were separated. And as long as we have Kwanzaa, and as long as we pour libations, we vow to never, ever forget. To them we say inside. We say inside to the people who survived the dark hole for 30 days, no food, no water, who walked down the road and we died, to the door of no return, to a ship that was painful and dark and disgusting, to the Americas, to the Caribbean islands, and were seasoned, and their children were brought to the United States through Charleston, South Carolina. To those people who created rice, crops, corn, planted, who picked cotton, plucked cane and tobacco to build a market, stock market, for which to rise and fall. The free slave labor of black people that built this nation. To them we say inside. To your nana, your grandma, your big papa, those people from down south in Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, who moved to Detroit, Michigan for a better life, a better job, and a better way to care for their families, we say inside. For you being here today, for you are in the right place and the right time, inside. And to the children yet to be born, may the children who will be born to this community of young people come into a society, into a city, into a nation, into a world that's safe for everybody. Into a city, into a community, and a nation, and a world that's prosperous for everybody. That all of us will have an opportunity to be free and the best versions of ourselves that we want to be. To the future, we say inside. And I stretch my arm out as a symbolic link that binds us together as one family. And as I drink from the Kikombe Chakumoja, I said, what's good enough for me is good enough for the community. And the secret of life is to have no fear inside. Inside.